short video here. This is a rotor. This is a Toyota Limited 2004. This is a caliper. I'm doing a simple brake pad replacement on this. The bolts to hold on the caliper are metric 14. Simply take them out and they'll be attached to two slider pins. When it comes apart, you need to check the slider pins to make sure that they're not stiff, or if they need to be greased. Give the caliper a pull at the back. I'll move the cylinder for you, so it will come off nice and easily like that. These brakes are actually not in too bad a condition, but we're going to be replacing them anyways. Take the slider pins out. Or they're not pins, sliders for the brake pads. The two pins are situated at the back. Make sure that they're not stiff. If they're stiff at all, re-grease them. I normally do this every time I do brakes. I grease them. I don't have much battery left here. There'll be a dust cover on it. Simply slide the dust cover back, pull the pin, wipe it down. I use red and tacky. It's marine grease. So what it does, make sure there's no contaminants on it. It doesn't, it reflects all moisture. It won't get into the grease and break it down. Twist it when you insert it. Push all the way in. Make sure it's a little spongy, which it is. Do the same to the other one here. Pull it out. I have a rubber grommet. That's the top one. Clean it off. Put your grease onto it, make sure there's no contaminants in it. Same idea. Insert it, twist it while you're inserting it, push it all the way in. The dust cover will kind of click back into place. Now, with the caliper, there is a hole. If you're ever doing brakes, this is a depressor. They're well worth their money. They're not that expensive. They're only $20. Saves you a lot of headaches. No sense in messing with pliers. Or C-clamps. Find a socket. Put it inside the cylinder. Make sure your tool is backed off all the way. Put it in. Line up your socket with it. Now, if it has a hard time depressing, like a really hard time depressing, then it means it's shot and it's going to leak. All there is an O-ring there. This one is quite smooth. Depressing. Make sure it goes all the way in. If it doesn't go all the way in, your new brakes are not going to fit on. Simple, it's depressed all the way now. Back it off. do not forget your socket inside the closure. Now we have a set of new clips, enough for both sides. You check it to make sure there's no junk where the old clips came out of, because it'll stop your brake pad from going in. It'll only go on one way, so this one goes on the top. It's a little clip here and a clip here. The inside one lines up, inside, and then you grab the other one and pull it on the outside. I usually take a hammer, just tap it to make it sure it's nice. Apparently it fell out. There we go. The rest of your clips into place. These are squealers. They're meant to go onto the brake pad, because it will tell you when the brake pad is almost worn out. They're very simple to install. The clip just clips in. Well, I'm putting it on upside down. That would be how you put the clip in. They just snap into place. Now all four are in place. Take a small dab of grease. Put it on the very end of the brake. Apparently the one clip is deciding to fall off. And of course, laid it in contaminant, wipe it off, a little grease on it again. Make sure you do not get this onto the rotor, because it can cause problems. Get it in. Along the way. This one's got the squealer on it. Well, most times it's on the inside. A little bit of grease. Use your oar. back ones are always usually a little harder to go in. There we go. She's in place. Not quite. There we go. Now all we do, make sure there's no kink in the line, place it back into place. Bolts. Now, one last step is every time that you change and you've depressed your caliper, you need to pump on the brakes between each tire. So before I go on to the next tire, the brake pedal has to be pumped so that way the caliper readjusts to these brake pads. Once the pedal gets hard again, it means it's been readjusted. Now they're depressed, but they're flush with the pads now, and the pads can come away from the brakes. Alright, so we're going to end this one, and I'm going to show you shortly what a throw and shoe is. Alright. So here we are again. We have a throw and shoe. It's all carved up on the outside here. The shoe is gone. It's steel on steel and it's ripping it all apart. So we're going to pull this off and we're going to show you how to actually change the rotor on this one. Same with the brake pads. Now the bolts on the back of the caliper, they're 14 again. Of course, it's on the rear end, so they'll be on there good. You got to be gentle with these too. You don't want them to break.